We're about to talk to Mr. McGilded. That's what I remember. Take a sip of G Fuel.
Did all the powder occur to the bottom? Alright. Me. There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense.
He was sleeping.
The second, have you been on the naughty list once? Is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
God, no. 'Tis not in my nature to hide anything at all.
Just answer the question, please.
The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you the soul or keep my mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded. The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
It's true? My wig! My wig!
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. What? You... What? Oh my god.
Are you that dumb? No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was?
Well, the little child was in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in any way involved, you see.
What?
If the police had known the wee one was here, they'd assumed she done it. They'd had hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. I can't do like an actual proper accent, so I'm just like doing this voice.
And who is this young child of whom you speak?
That I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, the wee young thing just happened to be in the carriage last night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witnesses' statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? Bang! Wait, what? Fire!
There's fire! Look, someone's trying to get away!
After them! It's no use! I can't see what's going on! I can't see anything through all the smoke! What's going on? What is going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess! Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being, At least, the trial was suspended. That's a coincidence when he says, "Oh, the person could be here, possibly hiding in the thing, maybe." Like, excuse me? Like, what? 18th February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Chamber. What on earth just happened in there?
Mr. Naruto, I've managed to find out what happened.
Mrs. Otto.
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke.
A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing that ninjas use.
They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why?
Well, it's a young girl of around 15.
I hear? A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl.
Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? Maybe daughter? How old is where is he? No. 48, so it could be a daughter, but he even sort of like didn't portray that he was like saying daughter or anything like that, but he doesn't seem like he would have it. Oh wow, he's young. Okay.
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
The 20 pence.
Oh,
According to the coachman, Mr. Pepper, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly.
but now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
Ugh, she's right. That is strange.
Counsel for the defense.
Kindly proceed to the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
Who could she be? We'll know soon enough, Mrs. Otto.
Yes!
Beppo's daughter, maybe? 1 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Hello? Is that? It's her! Excuse me? That has to be Pavlova. With the hair? There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look, she must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Still don't know who she is.
Now then, Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. She looks so similar!
Your name, girl. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
Ahem, if I may, my lord.
Yes, Mr. McGilded?
I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place and why she tried to bolt it like that. This all tied up with the events last night, so it is.
Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You'll explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
He did something. He told them something to lie because he wants to win. Which is what did happen last night. Is that what he said? Yeah. It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, Begorra! A loud hood and wee screams woke me up with a fair start. A loud thud and a wee scream woke him up. So the scream from above. And a thud from what? A thud from the hidden cabinet? There were a fair collapse on the floor at my feet, so I set him up and on the seat across from me. Across from him? Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in the ball, hiding her wee self away.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct?
'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was a fit passenger, my lord. She looks like Pavlova.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. On the night in question, I took back the seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Oh wait, no. I was gonna... No. Hold it. And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. Wait, what? Okay.
You are the first passenger, as it were, I see.
Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean the back seat? By all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite in the one in which the poor gentleman was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. That's suspicious, bro. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. trying to like roll. Bagora! Wow, that was horrible. Nope, I'm never doing that again. Then Bagora. A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start.
Hold it!
A loud thud, you say, and a scream. Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like it's the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you'd think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed. Well now, you'll remember that I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say it. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor. You didn't see anyone, but at the same moment you did hear a scream.
Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume?
Not about me, my lord. 'Twas from the inside of the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stoned by the desperate sight before me eyes. There was a fellow collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him out on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out there was that scream that had... Oh, wait, what? Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find?
Hold it!
Wait, did I skip one? Did I skip one? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court there was no one else in the carriage except for yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What did you mean by that? Well now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse me the vulgar expression, under me backside.
Good gracious!
Under your backside?
And when I lifted the seat on which I had been sitting, I found there was a wee cubby hole for storage. Mr. Naru, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence.
This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside.
I mean, I feel like we already know that, but I'll do it again, just for the sake. Would it be in the right side? Oh, there's blood on the floor. We didn't even notice the blood on the floor. That's blood, isn't it?
Is something wrong?
Oh, it's just, well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Zieks has made no mention of it.
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? This seat has a handle, it seems. Oh, it's empty! This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Wait! Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. It was empty! It's empty! This looks new. And this looks new. This will be a very good time to look at it. And that's when I found her. Did I go through this? You sat him up? The victim, you mean?
That indeed, on the seat across from me, as I said, I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the field now, would you? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Ara, Lord Van Zeeks. Now, why would that be?
You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest?
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offered them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble.
Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no! I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out whys and wherefores. Wait, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first.
The whys and wherefores?
Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. The wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self just do the same?
Yes, the scream he always says he heard. Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. You say she was hiding herself?
Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball when our eyes met. Well, me heart nearly stopped beating me chest.
You're really overreacting this.
Still and all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the opposite seat so I could have a wee chin wag with her.
The seat opposite?
That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there.
You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir?
Well, as I'm sure as I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out who this urchin was, you see?
She's stuck in that pose for the last 20 minutes. What is she doing?
And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time.
Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats.
Right you are again, I would say so, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witness did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the late Mr. Mason?
Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
You look like Pavlova.
It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl.
After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Thank you, I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Her name is Gina Lestrade.
Lestrade?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer. Earns a crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
What?
This girl here, a petty thief?
Oh, okay. Gina Lestrade. Was it Gina? Yeah, Gina Lestrade. Gina Lestrade.
Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Yo, my... Okay, you don't have to answer it anymore. I'm sorry, but you're on the naughty list. How dare you? What is the meaning of this?
And she's gone.
Oh, the girl. She's gone.
Open her eyes! Open your eyes!
Oh, open your eyes. I'm over here.
Oh,
Open your eyes. I'm over here.
Good gracious, how?
what was the point in that little sidestep?
I know what you lot are thinking. I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. Grown-ups are all the same. Grown-ups are all the same. Grown-ups... Okay. I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you say? Sleeping up and got caught in the job. She got herself backed into a corner so she dived to jet. Go on! That's what your that's what's in your heads, ain't it?
No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not... Oh, Jesus.
Look, noise are for cowards. Dogs use weapons like that.
No, I can't find the right voice for it.
Look, noise are for cowards. Only dogs use weapons like that. All we need is what I do for these things. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs?
Oh, this? Yes, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheel tracks. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
Oh, don't wave that thing in my direction again.
So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question.
It's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Alright, if I have to.
What the girl saw.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles last night. I tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there.
Oh, so she saw it.
Then after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this one found me. It did help me get away. Mind.
Oh, so she saw it. Yes, he let you go.
I fail to understand why would you let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded?
Oh, 'tis simply itself is simple. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
How?
As I'm sure I said before, sir.
I was sitting on the top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think the demonstration is called for. This is where I was sat. This is where I sat that last night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume? It's empty.
Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there, because I parked myself on the seat of the duration.
Oh.
So you see, that's why I let the lass put. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent.
Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question?
Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness! What a perfect gentleman!
My lord,
This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Bam!
are you kidding me? You're dead, you piece of shite.
With calm, calculated reasoning, Will and Royce have clearly the truth every time.
Dang. So does now Zeke's do his thing?
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning toward a verdict of not guilty?
Objection.
Zenaru! It must mean
Must mean what?
that we're victorious!
Oh. We won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Woo! Jesus Christ! If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. Wow! Oh my God! This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices, where evidence and reasoning should be paramount. Emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. Well, what do you mean, his true nature? I think I know where he's going with this. He works alongside with her. He gets her to pickpocket people, and then he gives them the money. Oh my God! Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in the investigation. Ding! The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good Lord!
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate with Mr. McGilded's stories, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What?
Order!
Actually, no, wait. That logic wouldn't work because for them working together. Because I think he said it's the first time he met her.
how could such devious contrivance possibly have been affected, Counsel?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. I agree. Well, my Nipponesque friend? Huh? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
Well, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy.
Sorry?
Go ahead, you tell the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
Oh, no.
Well, Counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
Nope, I'm saving. We're never playing this ever again. I don't want to be in this situation. What the hell, bro? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of the little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? It wasn't empty. You have to be truthful. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense, but as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Are you sure, Counsel?
Ara, be whist. What are you saying now, you daft door? I thought you were in my side here.
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand, but it seems to me that I should state that what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting.
Tis not altogether pleasing, fella.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interest here, lad. Now then, a fellow's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. Their cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's hat, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken?
Why do I feel like something's not right here?
I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think.
He's guilty again. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times, so it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick purse are lying. Back to guilty. Ah! I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick! Of course it's a trick! Oh no. Well, that was too fast. Quite so, I must concur here. You were like there for a minute. What the hell, bro? What the hell is this? With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
You're welcome, my lord. I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. Good boy.
Wait, what?
But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Bang! Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem.
What the girl saw.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always.
Oh, wait, no. Back.
Hold it!
So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending Joey to make her feel bob, eh? That's a rum idea, eh?
I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up a little. But it does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And not one little scapegrace riding for free.
One little scapegrace riding for free. Okay.
The red conch on the overdriver always goes for the sangara before its last run, see?
Wow, I butchered that badly.
So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right?
But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach. No.
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all of that out and cram it into the corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all this door out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell ya.
It seems we've reached the end of that line of query. Continue.
But it was a right old wasted. But it was a right old wasted time. Got nothing to show for me troubles. That's that right. All right, a waste of time. Why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on me own in the god permit at least some of the time.
I beg your pardon? Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah? Well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away?
That's it. Only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole day. Well, he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin.
right, mister?
To be sure. To be sure.
I was shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you?
So this Miss Lestray couldn't possibly be the culprit then. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding space. It's a pitch in there. So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all.
Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me ear and look out the crack. Then I gave a butcher's at who I'm going to fiddle.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see.
The truth is, I ain't too happy in small, dark places. I feel just too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Obson's choice.
Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. Okay.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out on the day, nothing else for it.
Okay. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang, nearly jumped out of me skin. I did, and the scream just came out. Bang. When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Could it be? I suppose I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily?
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me and get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. No, or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim. Could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened at the crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it.
Huh?
I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up. The bloke had fallen on the floor on the opposite seat. That matches Mr. McGilded's account, of course. But then the fellow suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was way too late by then. I should never have ever risked looking.
It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away mind. And when Mr. McGilded discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place.
I was scared stiff. I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the blower had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding.
Jesus, God. Oh my God.
Then the carriage lurked a bit, then he ended up falling onto me.
Oh.
How awful. Both me hands got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you talked to Mr. McGilded for a while. Is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. He wanted to know my name and what I was up to on that.
Wait, what? Was up to and that? What's...
Then I earned something from above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First, on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one to see me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were thrown up smartish, and this Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later."
All six members
of the jury have decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they're still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want.
Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me. I just can't put my finger on it. Is it the blood on the thing? Is it because of the blood on the carriage?
Hold it!
Is it this one? That's right. Yes, I saw it. Okay, I pushed it. On the seat opposite. Okay. But then the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. No, that's not the one. It's the middle he mentions.
Hold it!
Okay. And for that reason, I have a person. Okay.
Well, no.
Oh,
I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in a clink.
okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded?
Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, counsel?
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself.
Oh, no. It's nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lasses all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was.
I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now.
Aye, and I still don't know about yourself. But I find the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe.
Wait, what? Wait. I did not catch. I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Miss Lestrade! Did you hear something that night? Anything, an unusual noise, perhaps? She's like,
No, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Be jabbers! There's no need to tell the whole world of me before you bills, you little scamp. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had said something that might have given us a vital new clue.
yes. What shall we make of that last statement of hers? It's significant. or insignificant. It's proudly important. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing.
Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it.
Oh, what the hell? I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless, bang! Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please.
What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. Another save. We don't have any evidence that could help us. We don't have anything that could help us.
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hid yourself.
Not exactly, no.
Sorry?
Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw what the swell getting on, got me head down, so he didn't notice me.
And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Yeah.
Oh.
What you Adam and Eve, eh? What a mug. So then, when all I could do was listen, I was waiting to jump out to see as soon as I heard to leave.
What? I'm not reading it properly. I was jumping out to... I'm jumping out of there as soon as I heard him leave. See? Okay.
But would he? Not likely. No, even though we stopped here and there, I've never heard the door open.
You never heard the door open?
So I just had to stay put and listen to I'm driving his pigs to market.
Had to stay put and listen to I'm driving these pigs to market.
Snoring like an old doggy was.
Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? I don't know. It doesn't really... I don't know. If there was no doors, then when did Mason get in, right? Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. It doesn't add up. So then when did Mr. Mason get in? It doesn't add up. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts.
Ah!
At odds? Are you sure, man?
Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zeeks realized it too.
Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence or some complicit party names at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus last night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But think, Reeves, think. You have to hear the door of Mr. Mason coming in. There's something else she should have heard. A piece of evidence. Show a person. No. Like, this wouldn't make any difference. This wouldn't make any difference. This wouldn't make any difference. I mean, you could show the door. Show a person. She's 17. It would have to... A person. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On the particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The very sound clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Wait, what? Huh?
Take that!
Yeah.
Thrice fired Mason?
Yeah. Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear. Is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus? Yes, so I was right. Okay, so yes, I was right.
Oh, explain the reasoning, Cancel.
Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on the board of the omnibus, is that correct?
Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub. Didn't I?
And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded.
That it was. Not at all. It was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight.
See, so you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at the time.
Did I not just say as much? I wasn't travelling with anyone else, if that's what you meant. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure.
And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey, during which time you did not hear the door opening or closing at all?
Nah, I never heard of it. That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't it? Waiting for this swell to leave.
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage?
Oh!
We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts.
Ah!
Yes, this petty thief statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks?
Yes, he knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated manners impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Oh no! Oh, back to our side. Back to his side. Ugh! She didn't even say anything. And didn't even want to judge the dear little mite just because she had some rather naughty ways. But I must say,
I can't abide liars.
neither can I. But Mr. Foreman, I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. but I must say, I cannot abide liars. Okay, we lost it. Back to examination. Ugh.
It's an oath. That's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty.
Delicious. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my nimbleness friend. To the considerable troubles that you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing.
Oh no! What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Easter Madam Amadan?
This is carnage. It's perfect. Junior number 2 is the only one left, and she seems to be...
Mr. Naro, the way this is going?
I know, if we can't find some new way to conceive everyone of Mr. McGild's innocence, the judge will rule, and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service, we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Hold it! Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What do you say?
Cancel! I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean?
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. Wait, what? Okay.
And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? I don't know. Game over. Oh, you're guilty. There is one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. There is another entrance. I need a... Can you save? He was in there already. There is another entrance. He was put there after he died. There is another entrance? Where? Huh? I mean, like, no. No other entrance. He was there already. He was put there after he died. 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 This blood looks fresh, this one looks old. The other entrance being from the ceiling? Can you open that? There is another entrance. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered an enclosed cabin some other way. I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for us all to see. Above, only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door.
The other has only windows. Fixed windows, which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door. Objection! But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
Alright, cancel. The defense would...
So then was there blood at the top?
The defense will identify the location to the court. Here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is the entrance by which you propose the victim enter the cabin?
From the top. From the top.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say the skylight?
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words.
Objection!
However, the skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the dagger.
Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to utter an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious!
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into
Objection!
it. You are now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin? That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but... Hold it.
Might a hump fella make a wee comment here?
Mr. McGilded?
To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified before said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that this is not much of a case of but it seems to me, my lord, that tis not so much a case of them not seeing, but...
Aye.
'Tis a case of them being unable to see.
What?
I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would ye not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oh my goodness, surely not. Those cheap chaps on the floor.
Oh my god! You mean the ones he stuck that knife in the man were?
Ah!
Hold it. Oh. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
You rotter, he said! You rotter! What are you insinuating?
What is that? Oh no! Oh my! What is that? Oh no! This is flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said. And so will I. Mr. Fairplay, you're effectively accusing me of a silly gentleman and a well-respected banker. And me, a very angry hatter. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right. I protest too. About you rotten scoundrel.
Order! This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once.
But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Miss Lord Van Zeeks.
It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen to fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accused? I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponess, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have imitated their criminal guilt. In our British court of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get him to testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid my eyes on the fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another. It's their filth and rubbish in our midst. We must dispose of it at once. Oh! Testify.
What's happening, Mr. Naru?
Testify. Testify. Oh yeah, testify. The spectators in the public gallery are they're in a complete frenzy.
Mr. Fairplay, Mr. Faust.
My lord. Oh my.
You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense.
Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing them forward. Testify! Testify! Refuting the accusation. We were the only two people up on that roof deck. Dead or alive, I can swear to that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other would have noticed? Or don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. I like this. What is he trying to, do? Is he, If you're so sure that the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I guess I show the carriage.
I must say that on listening to this testimony,
it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witnesses could have performed any malevolent act on this opening rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith.
That's right, you see. We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down to if the two of you were in collusion with one another. What? Eh?
According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings.
Ah, well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy?
Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. What's in his hat? It's a knife, refuting the accusation. We were the only two people up in that roof deck, dead or alive, I can swear to that. So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck. Absolutely not. Dickon. No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here.
Is this true, Mr. McGilded?
Do you mean, my lord? At the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately.
That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all?
Let me stop at you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? At all?
Ugh.
Tis all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that.
Ugh. I saw you with my own eyes.
This is going so well. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us could have noticed?
Hold it!
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly. It is some kind of lark. Is this some kind of lark? Is this some kind of a joke? He said. Is that what this is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly. Are you fair dinkum, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. If you could manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again. That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you, and we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella.
Young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all.
That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone.
Now, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People would be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly surprising.
Seeing things? Seeing things?
I believe we have reached an impasse here on this particular point.
You!
Don't take it personally, lad. If I am as suspected in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about.
then isn't a competition... This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in. Really. We're halfway. In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We have no reason to kill them. So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? Oh, really? No. No, we're not one. Oh. Is my hair sticky? I was just trying to move my hair around. My hair feels... Oh, no, it's not sticky. It's just... Okay. It's just not thin. It's like... Okay, never mind. Oh, Lumi. No, not once. Never. What? I don't know. It just felt weird for a second. It seems normal now. Oh, Lumi, no, not once. Never. You never let the man before, he said. Never. You never met the man before, he said. Never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. Okay.
No, I imagine not.
You see how many different ways I can put this. Neither of us have...
Well, no.
Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentleman who... Wait, okay, I lost track because of my hair, sorry. Hold it, so you never met Mr. Thrice Mason? No, no, not once, never. He never met the man before, he said, never. And you, Mr. First, never had no dealings prior to the victim either. That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. No, I imagine not. You see how many different ways I can put this. Neither of us had the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin. That is actually a lie, because... That's right, this is about motive, and we had none. No motive, And, well... That's not all, is it? I know, well, we have to go to him. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut before the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast now. It's just like it on the night. So it is.
So it is, of course. A fellow the size Mr. Mason could lightly break right through it, still alive.
What?
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand.
No, you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the team means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it as it happens. What?
This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First.
Oh, I just meant to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see? But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was horrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir, as I went as red as rogue. I did.
Are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was... When I was... Sorry. The skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame. The skylight doesn't open, you say. So that proves it. We couldn't have kicked the victim down to into the cabin below, I tell you. Neither of us could. Nobody mentioned anything about kicking anyone. Like I said, these details are little nuggets at best. It's the mother lode we should be looking for. I feel like I need to wash my hands. My hands feel weird now. If you're so sure that the victim fell through the skylight, where's the proof? Proof. That's right, I demand to hear it. We came here to say what we saw. I tell you, not for this. But you could call us both shishers, brand us as criminals. You call us liars, that's what it means, and accuse us of doing it.
As it sounds at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminate yourselves now, is there? I believe we're much the same position as another here.
If I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth.
I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way.
I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here.
I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial.
Evidence.
No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury.
So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence?
Yes, sir, Mr. Naru, precisely.
Okay, middle? It was middle and the second last. Oh, boop, boop. Excuse me!
Hold it!
Alright, let's skippity skip, 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 skippity skip.
Well, now. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Mr. McGilded. Yes, Cancer. What can I be doing for? What was this for? This was saying this is about the connection. Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow?
Not the remote connection. Is that right now, I wonder?
What are you insinuating now?
Mr. Fairplay. 'Twas has been too long, it sort has.
Eh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe this fast approaching is not your repayment day.
I beg your pardon?
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion.
Well now, is that a torch of begrudgery? Begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another.
Ugh.
And young Mr. Frost.
Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir, to say?
You do be making hats for a living, do you not? There's a top hat sliding about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it?
Oh, well, I'm just still an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gentleman walks through the door.
The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is.
Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch.
Customers, such as the rice-faced mason. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence afford, my lord.
Oh, and this, you mean? The hat.
I can't help thinking that the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say?
Oh. That's one of my hats.
Aye, that is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours.
Oh.
The sort of customer I'd wagered you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods.
Oh no, sir, absolutely not, sir.
Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellows here haven't had the remotest connection to the victim, you see? You're welcome. I rest my case.
You little weasel. Oh! He's better at this than I am.
Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been through in his research. Well, it's been thorough in his research, hasn't he?
Oh.
Please don't let me get to interruption hold up the proceedings.
Hunter. Oh, I got a trophy for having identified the milliner responsible for the victim's hat in episode 3. Oh, wow. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. That was cool. Make a new one, maybe? Once I hit... I'll make the new one on...
Hold it!
I'm quite certain about that. I'm going to lose my brick with you. He's going to lose his rag with you. I'm going to take a look at yourself. See? Let's consider. Okay, yes. I was writing the occasion when yeah, so you started to me the sentences. No, the point is, skylight can't be open. I tried to open.
That ain't.
I want to hear her voice when she says that. It was just... I speak over it accidentally. I want to hear what she said. Hi! Wait, what? That! Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Not the voice I expected. That! Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade? It opens. No, it opens. Hmm?
The skylight. This is what we're talking about, right?
Oh my god.
All them skylights open dead easy.
More easily than you can load that weapon? Oh my god. That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind,
You can't do it. You can't do it from inside your mold.
Oh.
Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck with one of them drags. And I had a great hole. I mean, I had purses coming out of my ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not what the form to be. Wait. This is not the form to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a sad scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was, I used the skylight, opened the couch, and jumped right through.
What?
Yeah, the couch for the skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the roof deck.
Bailiff! Climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims.
Ah! Oh, my hat!
See?
Order! Order!
Okay. Order.
So it appears that this street girl's statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens, and from the roof deck.
Mr. Naru! This could be the clue we've been looking for.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. I can't... Wait, what? Oh, whoops. Okay. Exactly. So the skylight was fastened shut before, but now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. Well, let's open the door. Alright. What about it? Oh, there's blood on it.
Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through certain reason.
No, why someone like me?
Ah!
Well, what is it?
Look, just there, just here, look at this.
That's without question. It's blood. Why would there be a blood stain there?
Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
The details of the omnibus have been updated to the court record.
Hold it!
Oh shit, wrong one. Alright, I should wash my hands for a second, because my hands feels weird from brushing my hair through. Maybe I didn't wash it properly. Okay, let's just... Okay. You know what we need to do? Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. And... we'll do that. Let's save. New slot. Quickly be right back for literally 1 second, so be right back. Alright, back. I'll take a quick... Just look into the background of this area. What is this area? I feel like a little room or something? I don't know what that is. Wait, if I can't see it. Okay,
Objection!
Objection! Just took a sip, took a burp. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts and the irrefutable proof. Remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug. Ugh, you can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof? Here in this courtroom.
Counsel,
My lord.
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence which you allude? You'll point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight.
Where's the blood? Wait, is the blood gone? Or am I looking the wrong way? This side.
Got it!
By Jupiter, is that blood?
This blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of the crime.
No.
Oh, I just realized we got a follow. What the hell? Thank you, Fragility, for the follow. I've just been so concentrated on this, I actually did not notice. Thank you so much for the follow. If you're still here, that is. I actually did not even pay attention. I'm just double checking, right? Give me a sec. Just double checking. Well, if you did follow, thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. If you're there, I don't know when this happened. I'm just, I was paying too much attention into the game. I did not even read so much text on the screen. You just get so focused on the game.
Order! Order! Order!
Hold it!
Oh, hold it! But the blood could have sprayed up here when the fellow was... Wait, but the... Oh wait, but the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed in inside the cabin.
And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure,
And that would be very convenient. Ugh.
and let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch only the skylight can catch only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I?
There's no way to know for certain, is there? The gent really fell through the skylight, I mean.
Why don't we have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First?
That feels...
It is all too plain if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fellow drop from a fair height right there, so it is.
What? No.
But it can't be. Yes, it's all
Lies! My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can, yes.
Yeah, I believe again, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
I saw this, don't think it's done. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the guilt's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew the nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
On three, then. Everyone, 1, 2, team 3!
Objection!
The blood does not seem to be there before. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, and what would you be referring to now, Lord Manzeeks?
A blade stain on the frame of the skylight? Such quote-unquote evidence is null and void. Well, why? For one extremely simple reason.
That smear of blood never existed.
Objection!
What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Is there no for? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly
Objection!
blood. I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute certainty, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least not until this trial began. But
Are you suggesting, Lord Van Zieks, that this stain of blood was...
fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session...
What? What a palaver. I must say I didn't expect such a crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zieks. But I am Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end, even if it's rolling off the tongue of the reaper of the bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your hands dirty, and each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Van Zieks, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel?
No.
I think it's fair to say this does sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight doesn't exist, you say. But if you will cast your minds back, is it not true the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly put a smear of blood in it without the world and its wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel?
No, it's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. My learned friend. The smoke. I know. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish.
What the fuck? Are you just dumb?
This one. Obviously, it's because of the smoke grenade. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can, but still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. Wait, what? There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as... There is no evidence to suggest that the... Wait, what? Did I not pick the wrong answer? There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh?
Good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel.
Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit.
Deceit?
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly.
the races that we were forced to take. As the result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness, currently in stand Miss Gina Lestrade. Bang. What is going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naru. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave the chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil smoke and in all of the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Steal? Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten, feckless cougar? Feckless cougar? Supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom, we evacuated early as a result of the smoke grenade.
My dog is sleeping.
A number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies? Such as?
To start with. Oh my god, my dog. Wait, I need to wake my dog. Okay, there you go.
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zieks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both storage compartments and the skylights were shut.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of the tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw to verify such things.
What do you think?
Sorry?
About the omnibus.
Is there anything unusual about the omnibus? Did we swap it? Is it swapped? I have an inkling. 418 Phoenix Wright Omnibus. I have an inkling. What's that? I don't know. My lord.
Yes, counsel.
There is one further inconsistency. Mark that Chile could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you'd better be start watching your back.
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense clarification.
This trial keeps swinging one way and another, then I have no idea what the truth is with this. Not the sign? What's the inconsistency?
It doesn't say Phoenix Wright anymore. What the hell?
I'm gonna look around.
this would be fine. I don't see anything wrong with this. Let's just go through everything just to make sure there's nothing to find. Unless they mean the blood splat on the floor, but I think we just talked about it. I don't remember. I don't know. The horses. Oh, no, I'm joking. This truck keeps swinging one way and another, and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have you asked to elaborate.
Oh.
Where exactly is this alleged mark you claim to have appeared some...
Is it talking about the blood on the floor?
Got it!
If you would consider the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
Good Lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel.
Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a clearly careless slip of the tongue. I believe the bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether the evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake.
My wig!
Ah! This trial is over.
Mr. McGilded?
I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now.
But you're the defendant.
'Tis over, I tell ye.
Oh my god!
Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, this all are nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is the bloodstain is dead now.
Ah, well...
And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zees. Well, my lord?
Oh my god, he's scaring me now.
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of the individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and the absence of any credible method by which to prove is alleged previous non-existence. I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position?
The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present.
Very well.
Do we? No. It's nothing different. I'm trying to think. Probably we're just not advanced enough to do a blood test at this stage.
That's my guess? I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. Let's go over all of the evidences just to make sure. Okay. Glove. Nothing on the glove that could be fabricated. Okay. And this, that doesn't matter. Okay. Well,
Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed as to my adjudication. As a formality, I am caused to obliged to confirm with the defense first.
what formality?
As things stands at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty,
Yes.
which would mean we've won.
Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes... Oh my god. I think he's guilty. He did it looks like. He's gone crazy. The defendant could be guilty. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot, in all good conscience, attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
What are you saying, man?
Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good. Good gracious me.
Oh my god.
Order! Order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused's innocence into question? Are you of sound mind?
Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision.
What?
I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, add this for your troubles.
Ah,
The job here is done, fella, and some fine work you've done here, so you have.
well, what do you mean?
'Tis just a right honourable gentleman so succinctly put it afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it? Nothing more than a formality.
Oh my.
I really don't know what to make of this.
What was the evidence we've seen genuine or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish would be disposed of promptly, as I said.
Oh my god. The stinking rich are always guilty of something, you hear? Mark my words.
I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely path.
Now the proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
I thank you kindly, my lord.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection. But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. A pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Zieks,
My lord. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such disgraceful provision of justice to take place.
My sincerest apologies.
Objection!
But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
That's so unfair.
The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
What? Well, Lord Van Zieks, it's been a pleasure so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
Do you mean to tell
me this has been a grand waste of time? 'Tis a law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Magnus McGilded.
Good grief, you've more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing, a warning. This is far from over.
Well, something to be looking forward to then.
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty.
Can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man has been cleared. He's innocent. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time, with that day the judge delivered his verdict, and my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. Huh? 18th February, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechambers. I don't feel good now.
That certainly was a long trial.
Ugh, yes, it was.
Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance.
Excuse me.
My heartfelt congratulations.
And to you, Mrs. Otter. Jesus Christ. Can't stop burping. And thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened.
Well, we didn't have enough time.
But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that.
The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection.
You did. Mr. McGilded. And that guild is with him too.
Well, it seems the stories are true.
Oh, what stories?
About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of a not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely.
I heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything.
What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of here a free man then?
I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning.
You're a straight talking fella, aren't you?
I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong, and this water under the bridge.
Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name clear.
But nothing's resolved.
There's only one thing that matters to me.
Oh?
Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and obstinate deed. This grand, is it not?
I suppose it is. I mean, what we could have done is just ask Mr. Beppo, did you have your things in the thing? Where is he? Where's Beppo? Beppo? We could have asked, was there things in the but even that, it's just opinion.
The other fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have, after all. I do be providing a good number of their wages, with all the taxes I pay.
It's not that funny.
So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your trouble, Farah.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly accept that much.
Ah, be wished. You're humble people, are you? You from the east. Well, if you insist. But have this. Still and all, you deserve it aboard.
Mr. Magnus McGilded?
Mr. Magnus McGilded? Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom?
What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I thought I'd let to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule.
Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis fine time for the inspection.
Sorry? What inspection?
They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could present it for myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. It's a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain.
And there he goes, a free man. Oh, and I forgot she was here too. Oh my.
Don't move!
Whereas I want to say, get a move on, she really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down?
You're a grown-up.
Sorry?
And I ate all grown-ups.
Ah, there you are.
Ah, there you are.
What the fuck?
Naughty, naughty. Running off like that.
Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now?
Take that with you.
Oh my god. And oh my, I don't even know.
And taking that with you as well. And taking...
I don't know.
And taking you with as well.
I don't know.
And taking you with that as well. I was looking forward to the trial with... of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, you want to play it? Do you want to play it? You won't beat me. Grr.
Grr. Excuse me, but who are you? I don't know what to do the voice for her.
Oh, good day to you. I'm the, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor.
Well, all my smoke grenades are so dull, won't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color. Thought to myself.
Do you have to be shrouded in smoke though? Hello?
I just took my eyes off of it for a moment while I was changing onto a different omnibus. She pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
Was it? What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now? Back to the laboratory? What? What for? What for? To apologize, of course, silly. To my technician. What? You mean? Say sorry?
I forgot how her voice went now. You must say sorry when you've done something wrong.
You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, everywhere. Oh, good. You see, I knew you want to do the right thing in the end.
I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. I'll have to determine the voice for her.
Well, why don't you leave me now then? Bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. I'm so sorry for all the fuss.
She was a lively one.
Well, what do you think perhaps we... Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way to now then?
Too. Oh my god. Yes, you're right, but where to?
Oh!
We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our travelling court cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to the worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night.
The park? Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
No, maybe a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see it through.
I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable.
Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or mansion. I don't know. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the whip of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. To be continued or end? Oh, it's still going.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick! What? How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
This can't be.
What the fuck? Wait, end? That's the end? Holy fuck! Huh? The runaway room, the clouded kokoro. Holy frick. Huh. Holy crap, bro. That was insane. Episode 4. The blackboard. I have to look at the blackboard and show him this is sweet. Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Episode 5. Oh, that's okay. Extra episodes. Oh, that's apparently you want to beat the game. Haven't examined the violent before talking with Iris about the Wilson topic. Okay. Holy crap! Resolve. Oh, Gina comes back. Well, I kind of spoiled myself a little bit, I think. Holy crap! No. Oh, actually, that's pretty cool. Moving pictures. Oh, special trial. This great special trial. I'll probably watch these later. Moving pictures, auditorium. This is just the music, instrumentals, voice recitals, credits, escapades, select alternate. Okay. How long have I been going? Because I do want to start the next case, but we've only been going. Okay. I'll probably call it for now. I need to eat. That's crazy. What the hell? That's legit crazy. That's insane. But yeah, I'll guess call it for now. I'll see you all next time. Thank you all for watching. That was insane, that end. I'm still like shell shocked what I just saw. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. I'm gonna eat my dinner. I'll see if I play again tonight, but I think I won't. Anyways, I'll see you all later. See you. Oh, excuse me. See yous.